Welcome back, Solo Diners. Today we will be making a personal pan spaghetti. And we're going to use this little 7-inch pan, and it is perfect for a solo diner. So you get one helping of spaghetti, well, maybe two. But anyway, we're going to make a personal pan spaghetti, and we're going to finish it off in the oven. Also, we're going to make some cheesy garlic bread, and that's a homemade recipe as well. So we're going to get ready to get started on that. So come on, let's get cooking. Okay, we're getting started on the garlic bread. We're starting with a half a cup of room temperature water, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a half a teaspoon of yeast, and this yeast is a quick rise yeast. So that means that you don't have to wait for it. You can just use it. It's an instant yeast, so you can use it right away. No need in waiting for it to bloom. So we're going to add a little bit of flour. This is just all-purpose flour. And the recipe calls for 1.5 cups, but you may not use all of that because it all depends. So you have to have a feel for it, but you may not end up using all of that flour. And now we're adding a tablespoon of olive oil. And we're adding all this in the beginning. And also, I did not mention in the AP flour, on top of the all-purpose flour, I added a half a teaspoon of salt. So it was sitting on top. Now that we got all the ingredients incorporated into the bowl, it'll be easier to mix the rest in because everything is already blended. So what I'm doing is just adding a little bit of flour at a time, testing the dough and see how much more flour I need to add. So when I add a little by little, and that was 1 cup. So that took 1 cup, and just keep kneading it a little bit until you come to the perfect consistency that you like. Well, not that you like, but just a perfect dough. So now it's time to knead it by hand. And this way you get a feel for it when you get to doing it by hand. You get a feel of if the dough is too wet, does it need more flour? And if it's too wet, it needs more flour, add that. And continue to knead until it all comes together. My dough is still a little sticky, but it's going to be all right because we're going to work on it. Quick and easy. That's how I like it. I don't want to wait all day to eat. So we got the dough nice. All the flour has been incorporated, and you see we didn't end up using 1.5 cups of flour. And so I'm going to pour a little olive oil on it. And we're going to set this aside and allow it to rise. Give it about 30 minutes. All right, the dough is risen. some of the air out of it. And look at there, a perfect dough. You can use this for pizza, but I want to use it for garlic bread. And you can, on a budget, when I was younger, I would just take hot dog buns, hamburger buns, or whatever, even just regular bread. And I would make garlic bread out of that. I would make garlic bread out of anything. But I got to the point where I wanted to have some, home baked, really good garlic bread. And so I got this recipe here. Because sometimes just a good garlic bread is all you need. And sometimes I make it and I don't even put anything with it. I just like it by itself. Have that cheesy garlic bread for the night. So I'm grating some garlic. I love that grater. It just kind of gets that garlic so fine. It's almost like a spreadable garlic when you're done grating it. So it makes it easier to do this. I added some parsley to the butter mixture. That's butter and parsley and garlic. Now I'm going to add some cheese. I'm using mozzarella. Sometimes I put a little Parmesan on there first, and then I add the mozzarella. I'm going to add a little bit of Colby Jack cheese as well, because I like the mixture of it. Now I'm going to put some saran wrap on here because I'm going to set it aside for it to rise a little bit more. Just to make it nice and fluffy. Actually, you can put it in the oven just like this right now. But I want to set it aside so it can rise just a little bit more because I kind of flatten it out. Now we're doing the vegetables because we're getting ready to do the ground meat for the spaghetti meat sauce. So I'm adding just a little bit of ground beef. And you know this is for a solo diner for one person. A personal pan spaghetti. And I'm also adding some Italian sausage. That Italian sausage just adds a whole new depth of flavor besides just using ground beef. As you notice, I'm using a small pan because we're cooking for one. Actually, this two people can probably eat off of it if you want to share, but I'm not going to lie to you. I can do it by myself. I can take it down through there, hit it over in the head. Now we're adding garlic powder, roasted garlic powder. I believe that's what that is. And some onion powder. Give it some more flavor. And some seasoning salt. You can use anything, slap your mama's You can use Tony Chachere's seasoning salt, Lowry's, whatever at this point. You can also add a little touch of taco seasoning if you want to. Chili seasoning. I mean, you can go crazy with this. This is the reason why I didn't have a recipe for this part, because everybody likes their spaghetti different. And I do too at times. I'll doctor it up all kinds of ways. But right now, we're just kind of keeping it simple with this. And I'm going to add that fresh mozzarella cheese to it later, because, all this stuff is optional. I'm using jarred spaghetti sauce. Well, jarred marinara sauce. Since it's going in the oven, we're going to put it in this little 7-inch tin pan. So I start by putting meat on the bottom. I'm almost treating it like a lasagna in a way, to layer those flavors. You do it your way. I like to do it like this. Adding a little Parmesan cheese to that. Now this is where you can get crazy with it. You can add all kinds of cheese. I'm doing cottage cheese. You could have added any cheese to this at this point. I even like to add cream cheese to it sometimes. I soften that cream cheese and spread it in there. Okay, now I did put a little bit of sauce to this spaghetti, not much. And like I said, this everything in here is optional. You do it your way. I'm just doing this. This is why I didn't add a recipe for it. Okay. Getting ready to add this pepper. Oops. Getting ready to add some pepperoni, mini pepperoni to it. Don't want that. Okay, add a little bit more sauce to it. See, when you by yourself, you can do all kinds of stuff. You don't have to consider nobody else. You make your own personal pan spaghetti your way. It's yours. Gonna add a few. I diced some tomatoes, so I'm gonna add a few diced tomatoes on it. A little bit more parm. And like I said, at this point you can add whatever. I'm going to add a little bit of mozzarella cheese to it. I shredded that earlier. I grated it. I like to grate my own cheese, as you guys know. But the pre-shredded is perfectly fine. If you don't want to have to go and do all of that, you can buy the pre-shredded. And then I'm going to put some of this fresh mozzarella on there. A little bit of Colby Jack cheese. You can never have too much cheese, in my opinion. And it's oven ready. Boom. Done. It's done. Just in case you didn't see it at first. Okay, now, here's the garlic bread. It has gotten a little thicker since then. See that? Thick like me. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little thick. So I got it to rise a little bit, and there's the finished product. Now, I didn't darken it. You can make yours a little bit darker. I just like it soft and fluffy. Now, normally, sometimes if I'm just going to eat it by itself, I'll put it on a pizza stone in the oven and let the bottom get a little hard, but I wanted this soft and fluffy. That way, if I want to go back for seconds, I could put it in the oven again, and by that time, it'll really have a nice texture. But I love it soft and fluffy like this. Just bite down into a cloud of cheese and ooey gooey cheese. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Garlicky flavored, yummy. Ooh, child. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what. Ooh. Look at that. It's hot too. I can't hardly handle it. It's so hot. Too hot to handle. It's soft too. See how soft that is? Ooh, look at that. It didn't want to do right, so I'm going to give you half of it. I ain't going to give you all of it. I'm going to give you half. That's what it said to me. Look at that. A soft, fluffy bite. Okay. So now it's time to get this. Now, if I wasn't eating garlic bread or anything else, child, I hit this thing over in the head. Won't be nothing left of it. Just chunk the pan in the trash. But since I am eating other things with it, I'm just going to use a little bit of it. I'm a woman of size, but I don't think I can eat all that food at one time. So then I do have me a little bit left over for lunch tomorrow. Don't even have to fix anything for lunch. I have this, and I don't mind eating leftovers. You know they taste better the next day. Shoot, yeah. You ain't even gotta waste food. Got something good and yummy. Throw that pan back in the oven. Look at that. You throw that pan back in the oven, and you can throw your garlic bread back in the oven. Got a whole nother meal. Gonna eat good too, honey. I told you my plating skills ain't all that, but that food good. Might not look pretty, but it sure is good. That's all right. It's my food. And there it is. Got me a little salad with it. Garlic bread. That cheesy garlic bread. Yeah. See, that's right. That's a meal right there. Mm-mm. There it is. Guys, thank you for joining me. And stay tuned for another edition.